I was right. I don't even care about an introduction right now. I was right. It's not Barry Allen. He's not the future Flash. He's a remnant. Is that what it's called?
A remnant. Time remnant.
Yeah, which is, so he's not Barry Allen. I was correct, because in no verse would Barry Allen kill Iris West. Anyways, hi guys, we're Nerd Jams.
I'm still Barry.
No! I'm Shannon.
I'm Jadon.
And I'm going to be doing a lot of yelling in this episode. I apologize. It's not Barry.
It is Barry. It's just Barry that was plucked from some part of time. It's not like it's just some sort of, well, it is an alternate version of Barry, I guess. But it's not like it's like this evil version. Like, it was Barry at one point.
No, I can't. And this is, we said we would give it another episode, and I'm a little bit more okay with him being Savitar, because in my mind, he's not Barry Allen. He's not the future Flash.
Not anymore, but yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, this is the Flash review, season 3.
Season 3, episode 21, Cause and Effect.
I'm a little heated, I apologize.
Which it seems like the writers didn't quite understand about that theory of cause and effect, but...
Everything I hate about time travel is in this episode. And then they try to explain it away with the whole which came first, chicken or the egg thing. No. This is so stupid.
It's stupid. I'm not saying it's not stupid, but I finally understand it. But that is after watching 2 different videos and watching the scene 3 times. Which you should not have to do to be able to understand the concept of what they're trying to give you.
I'm never going to understand it because I just don't agree with it. I think it's so stupid. So what we're talking about is that it's a closed loop, is what Cisco explains it as. Saying that Savitar is a time remnant of Barry Allen. Future Barry plucked from time to help defeat Savitar.
Yep.
Does not work.
Yeah, it does.
No, it does not. I don't care how much you explain it. It's so stupid. This is why I hate time travel. And this show is just completely disregarding everything that makes sense.
Agreed, but it does make sense with... That part makes sense within the rules The rules are loosely, in the loosest possible sense of the word, of the universe. It makes sense, like I said, it makes sense, but it by no means is good at all. I think that you took a theory from last year, a fan theory of, because that was one of the popular theories I didn't buy into at all, was that Zoom was an alternate version of Barry. And I think that the writers saw that was so popular and they ran with it this year instead of coming up with something creative. Because your dog farted. Anyways.
I don't smell anything. You're probably smelling my freaking cast.
Get away from me.
I can't.
You're leaning towards me. So.
I'm leaving that in the video.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
So someone made a comment in one of the videos that I had to watch to figure this out. But they made a theory of or just wrote a different version of this. It was like, what they should have done was just, they should have had Barry that was trapped, that was in Flashpoint Barry. They should have had Flashpoint Barry be Savitar. Like, Barry fixed the timeline, destroyed Flashpoint, and that Barry became so angry that everything happy was taken away from him that he became Savitar. That's an easy fix to, instead of having a remnant of future Barry that
wouldn't exist unless Savitar was there.
Yeah, that became Savitar and then went back into the past to create the legend of Savitar. Yeah. It's
so stupid.
It's very
but if Flashpoint is destroyed, then wouldn't that Barry be gone?
Unless he was they talked about how he was trapped in the speed. He would be trapped in the Speed Force.
Oh my gosh.
That's becoming Savitar or whatever. It's a lot better explanation than what they gave us.
I just still hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so hard. It's so stupid that
It is very convoluted.
It's just stupid. Like, the Time Remnant only exists to defeat Savitar. But yet he is Savitar.
Yeah. It makes sense to me, but...
And why is he the only one that survived?
Because they said Savitar let him live to become Savitar.
Which, see? It's so stupid.
It's, like they said, it's a closed loop, so it's just an endless cycle. There is no beginning.
Of stupidity.
There is no beginning, there is no end. It's just a circle.
Of stupidity.
You can call it that. It's, I agree, it's stupid, but it is what it is. And hopefully we get away from the time travel next season.
It'd be nice.
Because they really just took it and really just messed with it a lot too much in season 3. Season 1 and 2, season 1 barely touched on it. Like, the most that happened was that Barry went back into the past. And it's like Harry Potter. Like, he sees that version of him disappear. And he's back into being the main timeline. And then season 2, they had the alternate Earths, which is fine. It's not that hard to accept that, you know, you have all these different versions that are out there. But this season is just like, oh, we're going to go back in time, then we're going to go forward in time, and then we're going to make time remnants and all this BS, so...
Well, it's funny that you bring up Harry Potter, which we already talked about, but at least in that scene, we're talking about Harry Potter 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban, when Hermione has a... Spoilers. She has a time turner, and when the hippogriff is being executed, or being sentenced, we're watching the current time.
Yeah.
We at least see it happen. Like, it's unexplained in the current time. We don't see until the future when Hermione and Harry come back, but at least we see it.
Yeah.
You see nothing of Savitar.
Yeah.
I still hate time travel. But if you don't have anything else on it, I am able to move past it.
Okay.
Because I actually really enjoyed the rest of the episode. Okay. Caitlin was amazing.
Like I said in the last episode, she's gotten better and better. She's less cheesy, less hammy. It's still the stupid little second voice thing going, voice echo. That's dumb, but everything else was great. I believed her as a villain, finally. And I liked how she still had... I liked how she worked with the team, but at the end she still walked away, but you still see a glimpse of hope in her. I liked how she came in with the punchline on the joke of the story that Cisco was doing about Ronnie and her and Hartley, who, by the way, was a dick and was a lot like Julian.
I love how he says that, too. Yeah. Well, then also when Caitlin's leaving, Joe is the voice. We're not just going to let her walk out, are we?
Yeah.
Again, they poke fun of themselves. And you say a glimpse of hope, and it was a literal flicker of hope.
Yeah. Again,
I don't understand the whole she becomes Freeze or Killer Frost just because of her powers. I don't get it. It hasn't been explained well enough for me, I guess, that she just automatically becomes evil, even if it is a split personality sort of thing.
I just accept it as Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing.
Maybe, but, I mean... So it's alluding to the fact that they're probably going to end Killer Frost by getting Caitlin to fight through. That's what I took from it. Because what I'm talking about by the literal glimpse of hope is her eyes flicker in the elevator. And she goes to normal for a moment after listening to the heartfelt talk from Barry, Cisco, and Julian. And Julian says, "I love you." Yeah. And she doesn't say it back, which was very well done.
Which, because she says, "I don't love you, Julian." And she's like, I never loved any of you. And it's like, well, we all know that's BS, so she does love you.
Yep. Cool. But, so I think that's what they're going to do with Caitlin Snow, is that they're going to have where Killer Frost is going to finally be ended, because Caitlin's going to overcome it herself. Which is kind of meh.
I'm hoping that she stays Killer Frost, but then she has little moments of where Caitlin comes out, and we have that every so often. But I'd like her to just be a villain now.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
But at some point they have to defeat her.
Yeah, I mean, but she can just be like one of those characters that is recurring a lot, so. Oh. But I feel like...
Cisco was adorable when he was when they're working together and he's telling the story and he's just like, Just the way his whole demeanor was adorable.
He's shamelessly trying to do it, which he should.
Yes.
But yeah, it was great. And they finally mentioned Hartley again, because that was something that was changed by Flashpoint, was that Hartley became a good person instead of a villain. And he reconciled with his parents about being gay, so that was cool. And then we haven't,
those gays.
Yeah. But we haven't heard mention of him since, so that was cool. Back to the beginning of the episode. I've seen it floating around online a lot, but like one of the favorite lines is Voyager. I hate spin-offs.
Oh yes, and that's the only one I liked. I can tell you why I liked it.
Oh.
Catherine Janeway. It had badass female characters all throughout the whole freaking show. But it was Captain Catherine Janeway, 7 and 9. Anyways. Torres.
Tuvok.
Yeah. So Star Trek Voyager is the joke that they made. Yeah. And I yelled at the TV when they
insulted. Which is very meta, because they're also a spin-off show.
Right.
So, there's a lot of good lines in this episode.
I actually really liked, I forgot to tell you, my suit's cooler than yours.
Oh.
And Savitar is autonomous and starts beating the crowd. I liked Evil Barry.
Yeah, I think he's still lacking in some aspects of his portrayal of being evil, but I think it's, like I said, a lot better than future Coldberry.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
So,
do they explain what happened to his face? I think they did, and I don't remember. I was angry for a lot of this episode.
I can't remember hearing it either.
I think they do. They explain, so basically he's just a jealous, sniveling little thing, and that's why he becomes Savitar.
Yeah, that's really BS, because it's based around this concept, this idea that would not happen in real life. Like, there's no way that Team Flash would just abandon someone who is still Barry, like I was saying.
If they did, they would have abandoned HR.
Yeah, they went out of the way to find, because they missed their friend, they went out of their way to find an alternate version of him to bring to this Earth. But it's still Barry. Like, even if he was a remnant, he wasn't evil yet. He was still Barry, just from a different point of time. So there's no way that they would just say, oh, well, you're not real, so shoo.
You're not, he said that you never treated me as the real Flash, I was never good enough. And again, if he is still Barry Allen, you as writers are telling us that this is your character. Like, the real Barry Allen or the current has this inside him. This pettiness, this,
which we've seen. He's pretty petty. He's very petty. He's very selfish. Because he keeps screwing up the timeline and potentially destroying millions of lives just because he can't get over the death of his parents.
He's kind of, I don't know, I just get a very childish vibe from future Barry.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys didn't want to play with me in the playground, so I'm evil. Sort of thing. Because the Lord, he sure goes through a whole hell of a lot to get to be what he is.
Yeah, he does. So there's, like I was saying, there's a lot of good lines in this episode. When they see the machine to take away Barry's memories, he's like, "Are we gonna give me a perm?"
Oh my gosh, Barry with no memories was amazing.
Yeah, it felt more like comic book Barry. Like, he's more of a mix. Like, he's more of the straight guy, where he's just like, it's nothing about his sexuality. If you know what I mean, he plays the straight man, where he's just very down to business, but he also has a bit of lightheartedness to him. So it's kind of like a mix between what we saw as memory-less Barry, and
Bart.
Yeah, Bart, which is a nice nod to Impulse.
I was about to say, I know it's got to be an homage to something.
Yeah, so Bart is his future grandson, who becomes the sidekick Impulse, and later at one point became Flash. I
never knew his name was Bartholomew until this episode.
Yeah. Which I love that they made fun of. Bartholomew Henry Allen. It's a terrible name.
Yep. He's like, Barry, why not Bart? So we'll just call him Bart from now on so we can keep track of that.
Yeah.
Bart has swag. Like, when he's talking with Iris.
Yeah.
Like, he's just laying it on thick. He's got little lines here and there.
Yeah, their chemistry was amazing.
I loved it. I love that they're still... I love that they're still in love with each other.
Yeah.
That their chemistry was great, and all of their scenes were really good. Except when she helps him remember.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I didn't like I don't want to skip ahead because there's still some stuff like where
it was one of those quick fixes again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I didn't like the aspect of like this is when we fell in love, and I was like, well, not really, because she didn't love him later on in life.
Oh, I didn't listen to the actual speech. I was so about it.
She's like,
I didn't hear that.
She's like, I saw you crying, and I went and I knew I had to be with you, and that's when I realized and now I realize that's when we fell in love. And it's like, well, you weren't in love with him before because you were in love with Eddie and you were gonna marry Eddie. You rejected Barry because you loved Eddie.
Yeah, so that was dumb. I stopped listening because I just assumed it was going to go into his parents, and I was like, I know what's happening.
Yeah, after that, I'm so glad they didn't. Well, I wasn't watching.
They didn't show it again?
They didn't show his freaking mother dying again. Like, if you haven't heard my spiel about that, it's the first few times that they show his mother dying, or when he goes back to see his mother die, I bawled like a baby. Like, it's beautiful, it's powerful, it's amazing, but they have done it so many times now that I cannot work up any emotion, any whatsoever for her dying. It's just like, and I feel bad for it because it's such a great scene, but it's just like I do not care.
It's overdone.
Yeah. Anyways, going back to when he loses his memory, he also had a good line of, "Is this one of these things where you steal my kidneys? Did you steal my kidneys?"
Or when I like that we got goofy, klutzy Barry Allen that I met in Arrow back. They're like, do you think he has a speed? Hey, Barry.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I loved this Grant Gustin. I loved his acting in this because he was adorable. And every line hit to me. Every single line. When he's in court and he just looks so confused. He does aloof very well.
What I liked about that scene was like he is very confused, but like there's some part of him that knows all of that info and stuff. So like he starts to get it down and like he's repeating it and everything. And then like he stumbles sometimes. Like again, that's the Barry that we know and love like from the beginning. Like comic book Barry, he's always late. He can't. He's clumsy, a little bit clumsy.
He's always late when he's as fast as
kind of unreliable.
Oh,
so I missed that, Brian. Oh, another good line. So he's talking to Wally. He's like, "Who are you? Do I know you?" And he's like, "I'm your brother." And he's like,
yeah, he looks and he's so confused.
And Wally's expression is like, just smiles.
I liked when he meets Caitlin. So, are you like a supervillain?
Just asking. Or Heatmonger. When they're making fun of his
I was just about to say, Julian and Cisco in court, all around. He puts a smiley face. And he's like, enough with the emojis. But yes, he says, that's horrible.
Heatmonger? That's a horrible name.
And then the evil Heatmonger hears him and gives him a... And Cisco's the...
I love it, by the way, or whatever he says. It was a fun episode. This is why I used to love Buck Flash.
Oh, how about... When he's kissing Iris, he gets excited, and I called it flashing out. He gets excited and flashed out instead of freaked out, and he's just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that has to do with his heart racing.
Or like the flood of adrenaline or something like that.
But it was funny.
I think it's a callback to season 1 where he was going to get down with this girl named Linda, but he couldn't because he
just got excited every time. Yeah. And this is before he knew he was the Flash, or after?
No, this is after
like when he was learning.
When he was learning about being the Flash.
I loved how excited he was to run. And he's like, "Can I run some more?"
Yeah.
And then as they're having a serious conversation about why Iris doesn't want him to get his memories back, you just suddenly hear, "Woo!"
Yeah.
Going by.
Yeah,
It was really cute.
I'm gonna miss this Barry.
Agreed. I didn't want him to get his memories back either.
Yeah, except for I didn't agree with her not wanting them back. It's just like you realize, like Joe said it perfectly. Like you realize that every experience in his life has made him the person that you love, and this is not Barry that we're seeing.
Yep. Wally loses his speed because Savitar supposedly forgets as well.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's going on the internet where it's an error that they made, like a continuity error, where it just doesn't make sense. And they never explained it really either, and why Wally lost his speed.
Because Savitar gave him his speed, so if Savitar has no memories... Yeah. Come on, I know that! Here's one thing that bugged me, though. when they're trying to decide to give Flash his memories back or not, and why they need to and why they don't, Wally with no speed and Flash with no memories means no dead Iris, right? So the way they made it sound is like Wally was like, I have to have my speed. I'm like, your speed equals Iris's death. It is not as important. You can be a regular person. Excuse me. You can be a regular person. You do not need your speed. They did not do a very good job with that.
Which reminds me, something I didn't like in the last episode was that Wally just left Earth 3 to be with Jesse for the episode, and was like, your sister's gonna die, like, come pretty soon, and you're just gonna F off to Earth 3. Yeah. Anyways. Barry's a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
They're awesome. Just great.
I did like learning a lot of the little things that and then the pictures and like I said, he had swag. Like he was, no wonder she was falling for this version of Barry more.
Like the picture
He's
of him,
all like,
yeah. This is visual terrorism. I will not see you.
I know. He's like, you told me, why didn't you give me some advice? Because even I know that's a horrible outfit.
Yeah.
Or a horrible style. It was really cute.
Oh, another meta moment was where they acknowledge there's no way that they can pay for that apartment.
Yes. See, that's what I love is, why do you call it meta? I don't understand.
Self-aware. It's like a term for like when they, it's kind of like when they break the fourth wall, when they recognize something from real life.
Oh.
Like actual questions that should be asked.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how to explain it. I just know it's like, it has to do with them being the show being
Self-aware, yeah.
Yeah.
I just say they're poking fun at themselves. And they're
or hanging a lantern.
Okay, I've heard that one. Or they're just they're saying all the things that we've said.
Yeah. So what I didn't like the whole opening exposition of, oh, I'm this Barry from this remnant from this da 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 da. It was just like,
how else are they supposed to do that?
I feel like they could have either done a flashback like they did with Zoom, because when they show like why he became such an evil person, like his dad killed his mother in front of him and made him watch.
God no, then we would have had to have future Barry back, and it would have been a flash forward, not a flash back.
Okay.
And I would have been screaming at the TV more.
Okay. I am not a fan of like the circling each other and just talking and just laying out my evil plan and everything.
Usually I'm not either, but I just don't see how else they were going to do this. Unless, the only other way I could have seen it is if they try to fight and leave each other and then they research it all. But future Barry didn't know the answer, so they couldn't have even done it that way. Anyways. Which doesn't make sense why future Barry didn't know who he was.
Or he just lied.
Why would future Barry lie?
I don't know.
I hate it so hard.
I'll have to look that up. But I just feel like they've done just a better job with Reverse Flash and Zoom. Because they did research Zoom. Like when they were trying to figure out who he was, they researched
but you were able to. Like there's no...
Yeah.
They tried to... So I think for what they've built in this season, the exposition was the only way. And I didn't hate it. I mean, as much as I was fuming that it's so stupid. Actually, when I watched the opening scene and they said that he is not actually Barry Allen from the future, like he's a version, he's a different Barry Allen. He's not this Barry Allen from the future. I calmed down a little bit and I was like, okay, fine. It's still stupid, but at least I feel better about this, about him killing Iris and going evil and everything. So I thought it was fine. Okay. I mean, it's your opinion. If you maybe think and go back and watch it this way. I liked that they fought. That Barry was like, if I kill and then he's also if I kill myself. Yeah. And then they dropped Eobard Thawne.
Eobard.
Yeah. I know his name, I just can't pronounce it.
Yeah,
but they dropped his name and how he tried to kill himself, or how Eddie Thawne, right, Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie tried to kill himself, and Thawne's still kicking around as remnant. So, but that was cool. Their fight the effects were great. With just like all the trees burned down from their lightning, so that was really cool.
And the suit fighting him by himself, I still like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to know who built that though. I'm wondering if Future Barry built it, or if some other character maybe from the comic books built it for him.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because does the Time Remnant Barry build it? Does Savitar build his own suit?
Yeah.
Are they building it for Future Barry because he's starting to run too fast? Like, is Cisco building something, and then obviously he's not going to make it that evil looking, but does he start the technology? There's endless possibilities on that. I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speed Force Bazooka.
I'm trying to decide if I like that name.
I can't decide either, but again, HR is much more tolerable lately, and I love Tracy.
Yeah.
And the actress that plays her, so I loved their scenes. And of course they're gonna get together. Saw that coming. Is everyone in the relationship now? Except, well, Caitlin and Julian, but... Oh, Cisco. Cisco's the only one who...
Yeah, he gets shafted a lot.
Well, it's because he's in love with a
Gypsy.
A world-hopping, vibing...
But so is he.
Bounty hunter. But she hops worlds. He hangs out and fights and lives in this world.
Yeah, I mean, but he could go hopping if he wanted
He could.
to. But yeah, she's the only girl that I've liked with him so far. I didn't like him and Hawk Girl together.
Oh gosh, that was...
Yeah.
Her with anyone, sorry, it's weird. Especially since they're destined to be together.
Except Carter, I felt they had the best chemistry.
But they're destined to be together, so it's stupid to put her with anybody else.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I can't remember who else he liked. Oh, no. I do really like him with Golden Glider, with Snark's sister.
What?
Yeah. Snark has a sister, she's a supervillain. And...
How is he with a villain?
Well, no, it's just like this flirtation thing, like...
Okay.
Where she's like... Kind of like a cougar or something, like... It's really weird. She's just like really into him, and he's like really into her, but he's more like afraid of her than anything.
Alright, maybe I need to go watch that.
Yeah, it's brilliant actually. So
I liked Alan or West Allen getting back together in their whole scene. What I did not like is, why does Barry go from making out with Iris and then in regular plain clothes to having to see whatever HR has to show him, and he's in full Flash suit? Mask and everything. I feel like there's a scene that got cut somewhere where he was in Flash. He was fighting somebody or running.
Bullet, he kisses her.
They're kissing
Flashes
and HR
out.
walks in. No,
Oh, no,
HR
no.
walks in.
Oh,
and
you're talking
says-
about the end.
Yeah.
I was saying, because like he ran out and then he ran back in. And I was like, oh, I forgot the suit.
Oh, that was funny. That was so funny.
I thought that's what you were talking about. I was like, how did you miss that?
No, I forgot about that now too. See, I loved everything about Bart. He does. He's like, I can be a hero. Forgot the suit.
It's very much that character, Bart Allen. That's very much what Impulse is like. So.
But what I'm saying is, so the end scene when HR interrupts them kissing and he says, "Sorry, but you gotta come see this." The very next scene is them all in the Speed Force bazooka room, and he is in full Flash uniform, and including the mask.
I didn't even notice.
And I was like, "What are you doing?"
I didn't even notice.
It was very weird to me.
It is very weird.
So I feel like there maybe there was a scene that was. Maybe
Was that when he said like, "There's something we have to show you, like it's urgent or something"?
Yeah.
So maybe he, thinking it was an emergency, put on his suit, and then I was like, "Wait."
Well, something's missing. Either that explanation where they make a joke about it, or they actually shot that scene at a different time and cut it and pieced it into the story at a different spot. It was just weird to me. Anything else? Oh, what's the red thing?
What red thing?
At the end.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's an energy source of some kind.
It's in Argus somewhere, I think, because...
Oh, and Snart is coming back to help steal it.
Yeah, because King Shark was captured, and that's the episode where Diggle and Lila were on the Flash, and she took him in prison, King Shark, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot, because I was like, why is King... Oh! Okay, it's Argus.
I still like when whenever Diggle gets taken somewhere by the Flash, he gets sick.
Yeah. I have no idea what that is.
They said it's something alien in the preview.
Well, apparently has more power than the sun, so...
Yeah. More terajoules.
Like, at first, because before we saw King Shark, I thought I was like, are we flashing over to Supergirl universe?
That's what I thought too. Well, just because I was thinking the Dominators.
Yeah, like I was just thinking, like because they had all the aliens and stuff were over there, so I was thinking, is that Kryptonian or something?
Yeah, I've been seeing some things pop up about a crossover. There's no way there's time to do a crossover.
And I don't want that right now.
In the next 2 episodes for any of them, so I'm assuming it's next season that people are already hinting at. Anything else we're talking about on this?
I didn't like Iris doing the whole protecting you, lying to protect you, of like saying,
"Oh,
your
about
parents
the mom."
died peacefully."
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Okay, I did because they're gonna get if you're only Bart for a short period of time, you're gonna get those memories back. You're gonna relive that. Why make him sad now? So so I got it in the short term. If they all along he was gonna be this new person, then I think she should have.
Well, I think that's what her plan was. She didn't want to give him back his memories.
Well, she had no control over that. Just because that was her vote doesn't mean that she didn't think that he was going to be Barry again.
Well,
and that's how I took it.
Well, as someone who has actually seen someone experience amnesia, like where they 3 years of their life was suddenly taken away from them, I had no urge whatsoever to withhold any information like that, just because it's their well-being above what you want. So
I can understand that. To me, it wasn't a selfish thing. It was more of a, this is temporary. Let him be light and free in the moment.
I get that.
Because he's gonna get it back. That's how I took it.
Okay, Oh, I had a problem with Heatmonger just walking into a building. Like
the whole Heatmonger thing was obviously just to set up the end.
Yeah, and
it was also to remind us that Barry is a CSI.
I thought Killer Frost, which was great because we never see him as a CSI anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I totally thought Killer Frost was going to help him, but I was equally happy when Wally showed up, and that was pretty cool. Like he's like, I got your back.
Yep, I did too. I thought when at first there was someone there suddenly, I thought it was Killer Frost.
Yeah,
but alas, they'll have to team up in the future.
I think that's all I got. I mean, I didn't see the promo. I just heard because listening to that review on the way here, I just heard that Snart is back, and so is King Shark. Cool, we saw him.
Literally the only thing, I don't even know who King Shark is and how we saw him, because all they showed was the red thing at the end. All I saw in the preview is Snart, is Barry goes to Snart and says, I need you to help me steal something alien, or something like that.
Cool.
Okay, so let's like, comment, and subscribe. We love talking about these shows. You're going to get tired of hearing that if you actually watch these to the end. Come talk to me on Tumblr.
Yep. Follow our Instagram where we get news at least weekly. Any major news in the nerd world I throw in there.
He's very good at it.
Yeah, check out our Tumblrs.
Our individual Tumblrs.
Yeah, we don't have a group one. But
oh, we don't? Okay, never mind then.
Not to my knowledge.
Alright, well thanks for watching, guys.
See you later.